Department, Professor Vivek C. Joshi, and on the behalf of the entire RNGPIT family, we all are excited to invite you to a masterclass on the art of resume writing, which is hosted by the Information Technology Department at RNGPIT. Once again, on the behalf of RNGPIT family, I welcome our today's expert talk member, Dr. Puneet Pathak. We welcome you, sir.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
So, I would like to throw some glints related with the IT department. The Department of Information Technology was established during the year 2022 under the dynamic leadership of Professor Vivek C. Joshi with an intake of more than 120 students and offering the specialization course in AI/ML, cybersecurity, and many more. The department aims at imparting quality education in the field of the IT for the pivot, software engineering, and the domain-specific application with an objective to enhance and expand the knowledge and the skill sets of the target students.
Right. Along with us today, we have Dr. Ankur Singh Solanki. Dr. Ankur is the Training and Placement Officer of RNG Patel Institute of Technology. I'm just asking Dr. Ankur Solanki to please say a few words before starting of this session, like how this session is very much helpful for the students for providing the job recruitment. Over to you, Ankur, sir.
Thank you, Vivek sir. Sir, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Your voice is audible,
Yes,
sir.
Okay. So, good evening, all of you. Dear students, our today's expert, Dr. Puneet Pathak sir, and all the faculty members. Uh, Thank you, sir, for inviting me. Basically, I want to say a few words for this program. The Information and Technology Department has initiated a very good initiative because as a training and placement officer, we came across several difficulties which students are facing while they are getting recruited. So the first step is the resume writing. Resume writing is nothing but it is the most important and crucial stage because resume reflects the personality, the knowledge, the attitude of the particular candidate. So this is the dear all students, this is the very crucial stage. If you able to prepare your resume effectively, then it will be best reflect your personality and there will be more chances to getting selected or highlighted among the recruiters. So on this occasion, I would like to thank the entire Information Technology Department and the head Vivek Joshi sir for arranging such a beautiful and informative session. And I also welcome our experts. Thank you very much. So let us, we do not wait for this informative session. So that is all from my side.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Dr. Ankur Solanki. So now, without wasting much time, I would like to request Dr. Puneet Pathak to please enlighten us with your knowledge and guide our students regarding the effect, how to write the effective resume so that they can focus more on the recruitment aspect before appearing for any job recruitment process. So over to you, Dr. Puneet Pathak. Also, I request the students to please make this session interactive. At any place, if you have any query, any doubt, you can discuss with Dr. Puneet Pathak. So that you can clear all the doubts with Dr. Puneet. So, sir, requesting you to please continue with your session.
All right, sir. I hope I'm audible and my voice is
It's
clear,
visible.
coming clearly.
Clearly, sir.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. So, good evening, everyone, from my end as well. And first and foremost, I would like to take this opportunity to thank the Department of Information Technology and RNG Patel Institute of Technology for this wonderful opportunity for organizing this beautiful platform where I am getting an opportunity to interact with all of you. So a big thank you to all of you, and especially to Vivek sir, Ankur sir for those kind words as well. So let me share my screen and we'll get started with the session for today. Just give me a moment. All right. Vivek sir, if you can just let me know, or maybe Ankur sir can let me know if my screen is visible and there should be a
Yes, sir.
PPT coming up.
Well,
Okay,
you can make
great.
Yes, sir.
good.
Yes, sir. It is visible.
Okay, great. So, okay. Good evening once again as well. And before getting started, I just want to put this forward from my end as well. This is a completely interactive session. Please feel free to jump in at any point of time, stop me in between, have a discussion. The more questions we ask, the better the opportunity would be in terms of trying to get an idea as to where we all are as far as resume building is concerned. Some of us may already have resumes, some of us may be starting out, some of us may be thinking what kind of resumes to build. So let's make this platform more interactive. Okay. Uh, Before going into any details of resumes or CVs or trying to talk about how they are useful, I just want to briefly highlight what the importance of a resume is. For many of us, so when we look at the idea of a resume is a document which basically is a academic summary of our professional achievements. That's what we understand a resume to be traditionally as. But a resume is something much more. It's like an entry point into our academic, non-academic, and overall areas of interests, which we can highlight in front of a potential recruiter. It's that first step that a recruiter looks for when they are trying to connect to the applicant. It's the first document that would enable the recruiter to get an idea about what the overall skills of a candidate are, what kind of working patterns, what kind of abilities the candidate will possess, and whether he or she would be able to then qualify of it for the role which they are advertising for. Not only that, try to think of a resume as a connecting bridge that would connect the applicant to the recruiter according to the domain specific industry that we are looking for as well. So with that background in mind, we move forward. Broadly speaking, of course, there are other further subtypes. We have three primary kinds of resumes. The first one is the oldest pattern of resume that we have, which is basically a pen and paper resume, something that we create, let's say, in modern times by using Microsoft Word, Google Docs, or any other platform. Or in older times, it used to be done with pen and paper as well, with where we basically get a hard copy or a printed copy of our overall achievements according to step by step or section by section, and we then allow the recruiter to go through that formatted document in order to get an idea of the skills that I have mentioned before just. Apart from that, we also have something called as a scannable resume, which is basically a digitized copy of a traditional version, where we are able to let the copy of the resume be scanned by OCR softwares. And of course, most recently, we now have what we call as online resumes as well, which is basically a web version, which is specifically customized for specific job roles according to various databases which list them. So when I mention the word database here, I'm not just talking about classified listings. I'm talking about networks or platforms which are making any such roles available. So right from your traditional job listing websites such as Naukri.com or Indeed.com, or your traditional networking platforms like LinkedIn, to the more contemporary freelancing platforms, as I'm sure some of us are aware here, like Fiverr and Upworks, etc. So online resumes are specifically designed for submission to these kinds of platforms. Now, there are four major ways in which resumes can be organized. The first one goes back, of course, I've listed three on the screen here, but the first one goes back to writing a resume by hand. So, because that's where the original point begins from. Usually, whenever we try to talk about resume or CV, we end up talking about sections of a resume, of how they can be edited, how they can be drafted, how to make them better. We'll be coming to all of that in just a few minutes. But and of course, now we can leverage the tech-enabled platforms and technological platforms, including AI as well. We will be looking at a short glimpse of it in a few moments, about how CVs can be customized according to specific requirements. But the idea is to think out of the box, even if we are creating a resume using a tech-enabled platform as well. The idea is to think of the sections that I want to chronologize or organize in my CV or in my resume. And there are three major ways of doing that. The first one is the traditional method that we follow, which is basically nothing but the chronological order of events that we list out according to the way they occur. So, for example, if in my resume I am talking about my academic achievements and I am talking about the degrees that I have pursued, or I have, or the education that I have pursued, I would normally start from my boards, which is 10th and 12th, followed by my undergrad, my postgrad, and then anything beyond that. Maybe let's say a doctoral degree or a postdoctoral degree or any other form of research that I've undertaken. Then followed by a list of work experiences, etc. And in that order, we would list them right from the earliest to the most latest ones. That's one of the older ways of doing things. However, with time, as time has passed, resumes have also undergone an evolution. We now have what we call as functional resumes that have come into existence, I think, about maybe 4 decades ago now, which have transitioned from a focus on a creation of a timeline to a functional aspect of a resume, where we focus primarily on contemporary skills and achievements as opposed to the first order of event in the chronology that happened. So the chronology of the events is now reversed, but rather we focus on how those events help the recruiter identify what kind of skills have I learned or gained from that particular experience which is mentioned in my resume. And that is why whenever we talk about internships that we pursue, or whenever we talk about any job experiences that we have tried or we have worked somewhere over a period of time, apart from mentioning the name of the organization, the duration, we also nowadays tend to mention a short description in this area, where we try to give the idea to a recruiter or to anybody who would look at that resume about what was the job role in that particular category. And the most ideal or utopian kind of a resume would be a combination of both of these elements, where there is the fine balance between chronology as well, plus the functional elements of resume too. And these two, when combined together, enable the creator of a resume to better leverage the available tools that are out here in order to create that perfect document that we are looking for. Now, mind you, this is not a perfect science, or in no way am I claiming that this is the only method to create a resume. This is a method that becomes better with practice. And that is why I always say that resume is something which is a document always in evolution. It continuously evolves as we gain more experience, as we gain more exposure, both in academia and in industry. From a broader standpoint, or from a distant standpoint, whenever we look at different kinds of resumes, we have a few basic elements, no matter whether we talk about functional resumes or chronological resumes. These elements remain in common, right from the personal details that are mentioned in the resume, such as the name, the basic information, contact information in particular, like email, etc. Career objective is one of the most important elements in this category, because the moment when a resume is opened, let's say I'm browsing through a series of resumes for a role I'm advertising for, one of the first sections that ideally should be mentioned on the top of a resume is a career objective, because it's this objective which would tell the reader of my resume whether the objective that is outlined by the candidate aligns with the vision of my organization or not. If there is a mismatch there itself, then there would be a gap in terms of the expectations of the recruiter and the expectations of the candidate. So that career objective has to be drafted very carefully. And this career objective is also a very interesting space because here we not only can give a summary of our objectives with regards to our career trajectory, we can also utilize it to define the suitability of the role that I am aiming for. Let's say, for example, that I think since most of us are here are from an IT domain, assume that I am appearing for an interview of, let's say, a prompt developer, something which has come around very recently, right? I'm not talking about prompt engineering deliberately, but let's say prompt developer who has to fine tune prompts for language models. So now, when I'm talking about my career objective, I can give out a brief roadmap with regards to how I want to achieve that goal ultimately, or which is the dream organization I'm looking for. But in between that space, I can talk about how I am suitable for that role, maybe by highlighting an expertise with regards to the way I can create prompts, or maybe by highlighting an expertise in fine tuning the language models. Depends on our area of expertise and depends on the role as well. So this career objective is something that we can spend some time on because this is the space where there is no set format. The language, I'm not talking about the format of the language. I'm talking about the format of the content. The formality of the tone of the language remains the same, but the content is something that is in our hands. We can fine tune it depending upon our requirement. The rest of the elements would be completely objective in nature. They cannot be changed, like the education I've pursued, the degrees or diplomas I hold, the certifications I hold, employment histories that I have had, any other kind of information that I would like to share with the recruiter, like relevant details like hobbies and interests. But again, a good resume, or rather what I would like to use the word as smart resume, would connect the career objective with your personal hobbies and activities and achievements. An alignment in these three sections, the objective, the achievements, and the hobby section, would let again the recruiter know that the applicant or the candidate is clear about the pathway to achieve the goal that they have defined. So going back to the same example of a prompt developer, if I say that, let's say, for example, my career objective is to be a prompt developer, but at the same time, when I'm talking about achievements and activities, I am mentioning that I have participated in hackathons for social impact, which is not wrong to mention. But is it something that is going to be directly in alignment or sync with the objective that I have highlighted? That is something that we need to think of. And there are always ways of making this better. I mean, of course, now with all these multiple tech tools at our disposal, I'll be showing one or two of them very briefly at the end of my presentation. We try to align them according to this balance that I'm trying to talk about again and again. And this is something that I will insist on as we go ahead as well. So these are the broader sections of a resume. Some common resume challenges that we face is, or we should ensure of whenever we are creating a resume, especially if it's a document where we're transitioning from a hard format to a soft format, is the first and foremost the length of the resume. Now, there are different schools of thought on this, that a resume or a CV should be of a one-page summary, or it can be a detailed resume also, ranging up to 3 or 5 pages, or it can be a more longer document, which consists of each and every minute details of my achievements that I have achieved and I want to convey to my reader. Keeping all the schools of thought aside and all the debates around that separately, my suggestion and humble submission would be try to ensure that your resume is of that length which you yourself are able to read. Try to put yourself in the shoes of the recruiter, right? It's very similar to when we are telling, let's say, any AI tool to develop a persona. So develop that persona. think from the perspective of a recruiter. How many positions have they advertised? How many applicants, roughly speaking, can be estimated for that position? Then think of the time that the person will have to manually screen that resume. Of course, we now have applicant tracking systems or ATS in place. That is also there to filter out resumes as well. That is also there. I am not denying that. But provided that the resume reaches to a level of scrutiny where it is going to be read by a person. So balance out that accordingly. The most important element when creating or crafting a resume, if it's of a hard copy, especially because even today there are job roles which require submission of hard copies apart from soft copies also, is to ensure that we are using a high quality paper to print. Not because it is going to convey some form of, let's say, trying to impress the reader, but rather it conveys attention to detail. So that formatting of the fonts on the paper and the paper quality needs to be checked. But more important than that, there are two important elements that we need to take care of. One, be honest in your resume. Do not try to falsify information because it is very easy to catch hold of when we are sitting in interviews. Remember that when you are sitting in an interview, always assume that the person on the panel has gone through your resume very carefully. They know what you have written. They know what you have claimed in your resume. And this is especially important in the context of your internships, your projects that you undertake, or any freelancing projects that you are doing. If you have measured or if you have achieved a measurable outcome, try to solidify that with good testimonials. We'll come to that in a few minutes. Try to solidify that with the backing of some good documentation, certificates that you have, letters of invite from internships, etc. Most importantly, ensure that the language of your resume is easier to read and it is accessible. Try not to use a lot of jargon. Somebody's mic is on. Can I please request you to mute? I'm sorry, I won't be able to see the screen, so I can hear some disturbance in the background. A humble submission to please the mic on mute. Unless there's a question, of course, then feel free to unmute. Try to include or try to keep the language as simple as possible. Try not to use any unnecessary terminologies if it is not required. Now, here again, there is a contention that can come that depending on the job role, there are certain specific technical terms which need to be mentioned. So, of course, mention them, but ensure that it is balanced out with the tonality of the language in such a manner that it is easier to understand. And try not to use unnecessary excessive words if possible. This is again something that happens better with trial and error. Again, going back to the idea that resume is a dynamic link document, it keeps on evolving. Okay, I think this is for traditional paper resume. These are some of the points that we can keep in mind with regards to the margins, the formatting of the fonts, and etc. But I think we have moved beyond that slightly. We are in an era now where, apart from creating resumes mostly on soft copies or through office editing softwares like MS Office and Google Docs, etc., we are one step ahead. We utilize designing platforms like Canva and other platforms in order to create scannable resumes. So I'll be sharing this presentation with the organizers, so you can go through these elements there. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that. I want to share spend some time doing some practical demos as well. So going ahead with that. Somebody's mic is on. Can I maybe please request you to? Okay, thank you. Coming back to the idea of words and language, because that's where I want to focus more on. Ensure that whenever you are using any words to talk about your skills, you are able to use action verbs particularly, which is to utilize words like managed, designed, or executed. So this is in the context of the role that you are looking for or the achievements that you have done. So let's say, for example, at your institute, you have organized an event or you have participated in an event. What is it that you have exactly done in that event that can be coupled with these action verbs? Because words like managed, designed, or executed let the readers know what is that exact part that you have played in this entire process of that particular event. Also, again, something that I mentioned previously, Do not try to falsify information and try avoiding vague phrases or words which are not backed by any evidence. For example, one of the most important spaces in a resume is the space where we have to talk about our soft skills. Now, there we end up using words like having leadership qualities, that I'm a good team player. But then, if you're mentioning that in your skills section, you need to quantify that. You need to prove that by showing the works that you have done, which corroborate that particular claim. So that is something to take a note of. That's really, really important. Also, the idea of going back to jargon, if I can just go back to that for a moment, resumes require some element of technical language, but that has to be very specific pertaining to the industry and the role that you are aiming for. So the best way to solve this problem and to keep a balance between the role that you are aiming for, your ideal job position, and the words that you want to use in your resume is to look at what is called as the academic phrase banks. Academic phrase banks are collections of vocabulary words, which are easily available online. You can just Google them, which give you a set of words that you can directly use in a resume. I'll be showing that as well. I'll demo that in a moment. Also, another very important method which I want to sort of transition into after talking about this element, this part here, is to try and look at the language that is mentioned or the style of the language that is given on the website or the digital footprint of your recruiter that you are aiming for. Visit their websites, visit their LinkedIn pages, see what kind of content they are posting. Try to analyze it carefully. So resume, what I'm trying to say is resume is not just about writing your skills on a piece of paper. It's about connecting it back through thorough research to the skills that are required by the organization. And that's how you end up getting the exact roles that you're looking for. Most importantly, ensure that there's a professional tone in your resume and try to avoid informal expressions as much as possible. So these are some of the do's and don'ts. Tailor your resume specific to the job role. Proofread them carefully. Now, there are various ways of proofreading. You can proofread it by using any software, any piece of technological software that you have. You have tools like Grammarly at your disposal, which would make it very easy to look at the grammar and content part. But at the same time, there is a human element that is required here. Talk to the people in the field who are working there currently. Talk to the people in the industry. Most importantly, look at your institute. So I got an opportunity to listen to the training and placement faculty who has just introduced the idea of resume. These are the mentors whom you need to be in touch with when you are making your resume. Take their help. They are there to help you. Ensure that your resume is customized because they know what is it that the recruiters are looking for. They are your points of contact. So it needs to be a combination of tech plus human intervention. That's what will help you create your resume ideally. And of course, as I mentioned earlier, highlight all your relevant achievements and skills with a set of evidence. As far as the don'ts are concerned, again, although this might seem like a little bit of repetition, but it's important. Avoid over exaggeration and dishonesty. Most importantly, without getting a feedback from your mentors, do not omit any information from a resume. Take that resume as raw as it is. Because what we might consider as non-important information may sometimes end up becoming important as well. Now, the last point of personal details is something that is specifically customized according to the job role. So again, it's a space of discussion. Mostly try to keep it as professional as possible. Okay. Now coming to some of the most important trends that we have noticed recently, that as far as resume building is concerned, I'll start from the one on the bottom because that's what we've been talking about, which is customization. A resume, I feel that gone are the days when we used to have a universal resume for all the job positions. Resumes need to be customized according to the job role. So an ideal method of creating a resume, therefore, would be to keep a bare draft ready with you. Keep a blank canvas ready with the minimum details like educational qualifications, academic qualifications, etc. And then add on the information as per the role that you are trying to apply for. And this will also help indirectly with regards to ATS optimization. And I'm pretty sure we will be having some discussions on ATS, hopefully, in the question answer session. There are job roles and there are spaces where you can apply for a video resume also, where you can record a short intro of yourself and you can submit that also. That becomes slightly better in the way that you are able to give a first-hand account in your own point of view about why you are best fitted for a job position. And if possible, try to make the resumes as visual as possible. Maybe a tool like Canva can be of really good help, or any other software that you're using. Infographics can also help in here this in this particular aspect very well. So I will try to introduce a platform on infographics also before we end the session. Okay, I think that is all from my end as far as the theory part of this is concerned. Keywords are really important. This is something that I mentioned earlier. Align your keywords in your resume with the target position that you're aiming for. So, and those keywords need to be placed strategically in the specific sections where you are building your resume. And for this, as I said, go to the website of the organization and plus these academic data banks, which will give you a list of contemporary industry specific terms and skills that you can mention according to the job advertisements that are posted. So these are some of the practical tips which can help you create a resume. The resumes formats are easily available online, but how to refine the resume? That's the main point here. And before I open up for some questions and hand it over to my co-expert for the day, I just wanted to show you one or two small websites which will help you try to refine these elements further. So let's get started on that. Just give me a moment. I am going to open up my browser. I hope my browser is also visible. If anybody can let me know, that will be good.
Yes, sir, it
Because
is
I'm,
visible.
yeah, thank you so much. Sir. Thank you. All right. So we are going to begin by looking at infographics. Now, infographics can be created in multiple ways. I'm sure everybody knows that. I'm going to introduce you to one platform, which I have come across recently. I'm pretty sure some of us may be knowing it here. It's an AI platform. Most of the tools that I'll be showing, they are sort of in this category because they allow us really great accessibility as far as quick creation of infographics is concerned. Another good thing about this particular platform, it's called Napkin AI, by the way. It's there on your screen. Some of us may have used it also before. It helps to create really beautiful visuals and infographics, which can be used not only in resumes, but in presentations also, in case that's what we are aiming for. So it's very simple to use. We can just log in and it will require a sign up, of course. When we click on new napkin, you can create a blank canvas or you can go to this option right here, which is what I prefer since I am from a non-tech background. It creates beautiful visuals, by the way. So what we have to do is we just have to write a piece of information about what is it that we are trying to get an infographic for. So let's say, for example, we'll just go with this only. That is our present topic at hand. Very simply. So it's a two-step process. It will first give you a set of information, which is a bare bones draft, which you can then start leveraging as far as the creation of infographics is concerned. So since I've asked for a resume, it has tried to follow that format, right? Now, the question is, where does the infographic come in? Very simple. I just have to select whatever it is that I'm looking to create an infographic out of by manually selecting it. And I just have to click on this button right here. Now from here, the information will be processed inside Napkin's website. And we can see that we have started to get some indicative infographics that we can use. And these all have further subcategories also. Let's say, for example, maybe this is the one that I'm aiming for. Once I click on any of those, they will allow me to add further elements to it also. So once the infographic has been added to your template, you can now start editing this like you do editing in Canva, where any element can be individually edited. Let's say I want to edit this text, for example. I can simply go here and I can add or delete anything that I require. In this way, anything can be edited. I can change the background color if I want to. For example, I can go to this option right here and select any of these. By the way, this is a freemium tool, so they have a premium version, but it's not really required. The free version works quite well, and I can just edit any element that I want. In case you want to add more shapes or elements inside this, you can do so by clicking on the Spark Search option right here, where whatever you type, that element or that figure would be
Puneet,
added
sir.
inside the canvas.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am.
Sir, sorry to interrupt. Actually, Vijay sir has also joined us. So I
Yeah,
just.
ma'am. I'm just very quickly winding up. I just have one more platform to show, and then I'll be done.
Okay, sir. Sure.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, one last thing. In case you want to download this infographic, you can just click on export, and it will give you three formats to work with: PNG, SVG, and PDF. Just click on PNG and download this one. And your infographic then will be ready as a PNG file to import anywhere that you want to import it. All right, since we are short of time, another very important website which you can try to explore is this one right here. Let me go to a blank box again. This is another platform that I came across recently. It's quite good. They have a free plan which you can sort of work with. It's called resume.io. All the elements in theory that I have mentioned in my presentation, they all can be uh, created using resume.io, and you need to log in into this account. The reason why I have chosen this website out of all the other websites that are out there for resumes, the best part is you can directly link your LinkedIn profile to this particular platform. So whatever professional information you have mentioned on LinkedIn, it will be directly imported to this particular platform. Once you log in, this is a page that you get. You can go to the dashboard, in fact, and it allows you to create two different kinds of documents currently, resumes and cover letters. You can select resume by default, click on create new, and it will take you to a blank canvas from where you can start creating your resume. Okay, I think I have already created my one free document, which is why it's not letting me create another one. But yeah, this is what it will open. It requires very basic information. And I'm just showing one or two elements before I wind up. What it does is it lets you add live preview. So we can see that whatever I'm adding here, that is being added to this particular section also. So the role that I defined was video editor. It has been added to there. So this is the editing section. Once the resume is ready, you can download a PDF copy from here and take it further from there. So yeah, that's all from my end. Thank you so much. And the platform is open in case we have any questions. Otherwise, I'll hand it over to Vijay sir. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, sir.
Puneet, sir.
Students, you can ask your questions. You can just unmute yourself.
Yes.
Okay. Puneet, sir. Sir, Dr. Ankur Solanki, Training and Placement Officer.
Yes, sir.
Okay, sir, I have one question. First of all, it was a very informative session.
Thank you, sir.
With a short of time, sir, let us directly come to the question.
Yes,
Sir,
yes.
one of the slide you have mentioned related to applicant tracking system ATS, which is
Yeah.
recently going on recent trend.
Yeah.
Sir, can you enlighten our students regarding this ATS applicant tracking system and with
Yeah.
with integration of that question, you have shown the visuals which we can customize in our resume using AI tools. So
Yeah.
does such kind of visuals are going to reduce the ATS score or not? That I want to know, sir.
Okay, very important question. Two things, very briefly, without going into technicalities of it. An ATS system is basically a way to scrutinize and screen the resumes. That's the first thing. So companies nowadays are investing a lot with regards to automation of screening of resumes because we get so many applications as far as job roles are concerned. So that's where the ATS part comes in. The second and more important question with regards to creation of infographics and visuals that we can create with the tools like Napkin AI, my suggestion is that once we have the draft ready by downloading the default version that the platform gives to us, if at all we want to use these visuals, a better way is to re-import them to a editing software like Canva, if we are able to use them, then edit it slightly. Uh, as far as the deduction of the ATS score is concerned, it would I what my experience has been so far is it depends on the particular position that we are applying for, and secondly, the way that the information is presented, the content that is presented in that particular visual. So the visual needs to be such. I could not select the perfect visual due to lack of time, but if we select a visual which is slightly minimalistic in nature and which can fit the overall format of the resume that we want to create, I think by integrating it with other platforms like resume.io, it would be better to have a slightly better looking document in that manner. That's my take on it.
Okay, okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. Okay, any other questions? Or maybe if not, then I think we can hand over to Vijay sir.
Students, if you are having any question, you can just ask your question, or you can drop a question in the chat box.
So let us have, I think, one of the group picture with Puneet Pathak, sir.
Yes, sir. Just give me a moment. I'll turn on the camera.
And other students. Yeah. Dr. Ankur C. Solanki, sir.
Sir, just 1 minute.
Yeah, congratulations for recently getting awarded as a doctorate.
Thank you, sir.
Congratulations, sir.
Thank you, sir.
So if students are not having any question, shall we move ahead, sir?
Yeah, please. Puneet, sir.
Yes, sir. I'm here.
Yeah, Krina, ma'am. Other students.
Students, you can just put on your camera.
I think students are there or not. Shall we continue or we should end up just because it is 1 hour?
So they have
No,
started
no,
their
sir.
cameras now.
So any other students are there? I want hi in a chat box. I want everyone to write your name in a chat box so I can come to know name and which branch you are coming from. Am I audible?
Yes, sir, you are audible.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, let me get the answers from the students. Am I audible?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. Please, Karina ma'am, continue.
Okay, sir. So moving ahead, I would like to welcome our today's second expert, Dr. Vijay Kumar
Wait.
Radelia.
Puneet sir is, I think, Puneet sir is having the second session at a different place. So he will be, I think, leaving.
Yeah, with the permission of the panel, and I would like to take your leave. Hope the session was helpful once again. So thank you so much from my end, and we'll meet again soon. Ankur sir, Vijay sir, Karina ma'am. Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you
Thank you.
so
Have
Thank
a
you,
much.
sir.
nice day, everyone. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
So moving ahead, I, Professor Krina Desai, Assistant Professor from IT Department, would like to welcome our today's second expert, Dr. Vijay Kumar Radelia. Dr. Vijay Kumar Radelia has a doctorate in mechanical engineering specializing in additive manufacturing from GTU. As a potential outcome of this thesis, he got one patent granted for 20 years. He holds three master degrees, namely Master of Engineering in CAD/CAM from LD College of Engineering, Ahmedabad, an MBA in Project Construction Management from MIT College of Management, Pune, and a Master of Public Administration from IGNOU. Currently, he is pursuing his postdoctoral fellowship from Dr. D.Y. Patel Institute of Management Studies, Pune, with a passion for innovation and a commitment to excellence. He spent years of honing his skills in these areas, and he is excited to bring his knowledge and expertise to the world of work. Throughout his academic career, he has developed a deep understanding of the complexities of project management and the principles of CAD/CAM, project development, 3D printing, and design engineering. In addition to his technical skill, he is a certified master trainer and a lead assessor in management, entrepreneurship, and professional skills from NSDC Skill India. He also possesses strong communication, leadership, and international abilities. He is adept to collaborating with the team members from diverse backgrounds, perspectives, and he is passionate about focusing in inclusive and supportive workplace culture. He is passionate about delivering the result oriented, high quality projects that exceed the expectations. He also mentors eagerly age startups. Currently, he is working at Auro University, Surat, as an associate professor as well as the Career Development Center since August 2024. He has 10 months of experience at the Indian Institute of Information Technology, Surat, as an assistant professor and handling the charge of training and placement officer from October 2023 to August 2024. He has 2 years of experience at Vanita Vishram Women's University, Surat, as the promotion, training, and placement officer from October 2021 to October 2023. He has 9+ years of experience as an assistant professor at Sasid, Surat, and 4 years as training and placement officer at the same place. He has also provided honorary service as a zonal placement officer for the South Gujarat zone of Gujarat Technological University. He has completed more than 47 courses from online platforms like Coursera, Udemy, Internshala, etc. Dr. Vijay Radedia is a managing committee member of the Southern Gujarat Chamber of Commerce and Industry and co-chairman of the Skill Development Committee, Youth Wing Committee, and Membership and ID Card Committee. He is well versed in the largest technologies and methodologies, and he has a keen eye for the detail that enables him to spot opportunities for improvement and optimization. He's also seeking new challenges and opportunities to expand his skills and knowledge, and he is committed to continuous improvement and professional development. He is a skilled leader with the ability to motivate and manage cross functional teams. He excels at creating and maintaining the positive work environment, forecasting the teamwork and collaboration, and ensuring the successful delivery of a project objectives. It take maybe so much time, but sir has so many things that I would like to inform everyone. So I took 5 to 10 minutes almost to introduce the sir. And sir, we are very grateful to have you today. I know today you are having a very busy schedule and you have spent some time for us. So thank you so much, sir. Over to you.
Thank you. Namaskar. Uh, how many of you came to know how many of you are thinking that sir is faculty into the engineering and technology and maybe the career development center? Why this session from Dr. Vijay Radaria, especially the resume building, or rather resume building, importance of resume? Anybody is having any doubt in the previous session? Then we will solve the doubt over here. Second one is that I'm glad that RNG Patel Institute of Technology is having this kind of mindset and creative thought process that they have arranged the session for the students at early age. So let me ask few of the question and I want the participation in the chat box. Do you think so? Resume is important as a professional? Yes or no? So one, yes, 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 yes. Can anyone highlight in a one-liner why the resume is important? What is in it that it makes the resume important for any professional? I'm talking about professional. When I'm talking about unprofessional, it is not resume, it is a biodata. Okay. So just tell me in one line, anyone? You can unmute also. No issue. Just a second. You can unmute and you can speak. Any idea? Anyone want to share? Because let me share something and maybe that will give the idea. So meanwhile, those who are having the doubt, you can quickly ask me. This is my gift. It is opened earlier. So for example, I think my screen is visible to you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It is visible.
So it is written CV over here. And if I have shared this document or if somebody has seen this document, from this document, what you will come to know? Simply, it is called the Kundali, professional Kundali of any professional graduate or master graduate or professional person. So, meaning is to say that it is a Kundali, basically professional Kundali of any person. Now, another question I'm throwing to you. How many of you have their resume ready? जैसा भी हो रेडी है ऐसे कौन कौन है just write down me in a chat box. Those who are having the resume ready, just write down me. Pallavi, Riya. बस दो ही लोग हैं, बाकी सब लोग फर्स्ट ईयर से है क्या? प्रियांशी इज देयर. Okay, now added two more, Vaibhav and Kush. So only 5 or 6 students are there जिनका resume ready है. Okay, Kevin is there, Vikas is there. I think 10 से भी कम है. टोटल 63 स्टूडेंट्स है और यहाँ पे 15 या 20% लोग हैं जिनका रेज्यूमे रेडी है. जितना भी रेडी है इतना. चलिए ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं. तो रेज्यूमे में क्या होना चाहिए वो तो सर ने बात किया, पुनीत सर ने बहुत अच्छे से बात किया. रेज्यूमे सर्च कहाँ से करेंगे, किसी को पता है? सैंपल सर्च कहाँ से करेंगे? फॉर्मेट जिसको बोलते हैं. तो चलिए मैं बता देता हूं. आपके पीसी में ये वर्ड करके आता है. तो नॉर्मली whenever we try to create the document, we are just going on this word, we are clicking on this blank document and we are starting whatever we want to draft. पर हमने कभी ये मोर टेम्पलेट में जाके, सर ने अभी बताया ना फोटो रेज्यूमे, ब्लू स्काई रेज्यूमे, तो यहाँ पे जाके हमने कभी ये ट्राई किया? ये रहा रेज्यूमेज एंड कवर लेटर. तो जैसे ही हम सर्च करेंगे, देखिए कितने टाइप के सैंपल हैं. आपको दिखाई दे रहा है? यस या नो? I want few of the volunteer to participate by unmuting themselves. So let us take an example that you like this simple professional resume
So,
format.
sorry to interrupt you.
Vijay sir,
Yes,
Your
Vijay
screen
sir.
is not
Hi.
visible.
Yes,
it is not visible.
No, sir.
sir.
Wait, let me stop sharing.
Sir, you can share entire screen. It might be there.
Yeah. I'm doing it.
Okay, sir.
Now is it visible?
No, sir, still not.
No, sir.
Wait, why it is? Okay,
Yes, sir.
yes. So now my main screen is visible, right?
Yes, sir. It is
And
perfectly visible.
I want few of the student participants, volunteers, to now, respond me. This is the responsibility of student coordinators now. So here in a word, normally we are clicking on blank document. We have never seen this. We have never gone to this part also where we can see more templates. So whenever we will go to more templates,
So you are muted. We can't hear you.
now, hello,
Yes, sir. Now audible.
okay. So don't mute me, please. So now you can add the degree qualifications, education, professional experience if you are having. You can mention your technical skills, achievements, the special achievements. Do not mention that you have participated in poster making presentation. It's not an achievement. If you attain something, then just mention. Okay. So this is very simple one. You can go for the detailed resumes. Like every time I take this opportunity to share the resume building to the student where I'm sharing them this format that at the starting phase, I think this is visible to you. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So this is very simple format which I ask the fresher students to apply for, just because this is having something which can go for direct approvals. Now ATC की जो बात की ना, तो ATS सॉरी ATS में वही रेज्यूमे कैच होता है ज्यादा से ज्यादा जिसमें डेटा हमने अपने हिसाब से थोड़ा बहुत चेंज किया है, तो इट विल ट्रैक इन दैट वे। आगे जाके बहुत कुछ डेवलपमेंट हो रहा है, क्योंकि एक साथ हजार 1500 रेज्यूमे 2000 रेज्यूमे स्क्रूटिनाइज करना, इट इज नॉट अ easy for the manual job. So by the use of technology, people are planning that your resume should be scrutinized automatically. So in that case, if you want to not get rejected, then you should have prepared your own resumes in a way that your information should be known to you, as it is a reflection to yourself in your absentia. Am I correct? Yes or no? Resume is a piece of paper or the document which is narrating. For example, I'm taking just an example. Parth Shah's document narrating the Parth Shah, who is Parth Shah, what he is doing and how he is doing. Yes, पार्थ ने एक क्वेश्चन पूछा है कि फोटो इज नेसेसरी टू अपलोड इन आवर रिज्यूमे। चलो, मुझे स्टूडेंट में से कौन बताएगा नेसेसरी है कि नहीं है? मैं तो बोलता हूं कि नेसेसरी है, पर क्यों नेसेसरी है कोई बताएगा मुझे आपके हिसाब से, आपके थॉट प्रोसेस के हिसाब से? एनीवन वुड लाइक टू टेक अ चांस? Anyone would like to take a chance for identity? Very nice, Aditya. Thank you. Anyone else? I want the participation, otherwise I will end up the session. Any idea? जो भी आइडिया है शेयर करो। No sir, it's not necessary, I guess. Very nice, Ria. Thank you for out of box thinking. चलो बताइए मुझे, अभी आईटी का प्लेसमेंट, सर भी यहाँ पे है, अंकुर सर, आईटी के प्लेसमेंट में सबसे अच्छा प्लेसमेंट कॉम्पिटिटिव है कि नहीं है? यस और नो? अच्छा वाला प्लेसमेंट कॉम्पिटिटिव है कि नहीं है? यस। सपोज कि रिया एंड आदित्य, या फिर रिया, पार्थ एंड आदित्य एंड श्रेय, ये तीनों का परसेंटेज सेम है, तीनों का कोडिंग का थॉट प्रोसेस सेम है, कॉम्पिटिटिव है, पर जस्ट टेक, आई एम टेकिंग द एग्जांपल, जस्ट टेक द एग्जांपल, अगर आपने फोटो अपना नहीं रखा है तो क्या प्रॉब्लम आएगा वो मैं बताता हूं उसे। तो तीनों का जो एक बैलेंस है ना, उसमें से कंपनी को रिप्रेजेंटेशन करने वाला फेस, जिसको स्पोक पर्सन भी बोला जाता है, जिसको रिप्रेजेंटेटर भी बोला जाता है, जिसको कंपनी का एक स्टेक होल्डर बोला जाता है, वो कंपनी हमेशा ऐसे पर्सन को चूज करना चाहेगी जो प्रभावी है, कॉम्पिटिटिव नहीं है, आपको ग्रोथ स्टेज में इजीली नहीं जाना है, तो आप अपने फोटो को नहीं रखेंगे। ये बहुत बड़ी डिबेट है सालों से चल रही है, पिछले 7-8 साल से, कि हम फोटो नहीं रखेंगे तो चलेगा? चलेगा, बिल्कुल चलेगा, कोई ऐसा मना नहीं करेगा कि मतलब फोटो के बिना रेज्यूमे क्यों भेजा है। पर फोटो जब होगा तो उसका जो इम्पैक्ट है वो अलग सा रहेगा, क्योंकि इट इज योर फर्स्ट इंप्रेशन। इट विल आइडेंटिफाई कि मतलब आदित्य सोनी कौन है, विजय रादड़िया कौन है। अच्छा, ये वही विजय रादड़िया है। गेटिंग इट? बाद में एटीएस और लिंक्डइन रेज्यूमे की बात की, लिंक्डइन का आपने लिंक रखा है, लिंक्डइन पे तो श्रेय देसाई, आदित्य सोनी, कितने सारे लोग रहेंगे। आपकी अदर सोशल मीडिया MNCs are doing scrutiny of resumes based on your social media profiles too. वो इंक्लिनेशन देखते हैं आपका, आपका पॉलिटिकल इंक्लिनेशन है कि नहीं है, आपका थॉट प्रोसेस क्या है, आपका सोशल लाइफ कैसे है, आप कितना सोशल मीडिया पे एक्टिव रहते हैं। ये सभी चीजें आजकल देखी जाती है, और इसीलिए टू मैच योर प्रोफाइल resume with the social media and making them correct and trust, they should have the trust on you. The reason being is that photograph is necessary. It is not important and urgent work to be done. So you can take any of the sample format, you can create your resume, you can ask your peers जिनको पता है कुछ corrections, grammar corrections वगैरह, you can submit the resume to your chat GPT and ask chat GPT what are the correction I should make, and try to accommodate those corrections in your resume. Then after again give it to your peers, your teammates, your colleagues. If possible, try to show your resume to either your TPO or your English faculty. Just because if they are having the time based on the request, they will definitely give some of the feedback, quick feedback, by looking at first sight. Accommodate those changes and create a powerful resume that can impact your identity in your absentia. So this was from my side. What is the importance of resume? Keep updated. Do not write any false information. If you are mentioning references, try to ask your references that whether I should mention your name or not. If they will permit, then and only mention their name as a reference. So this is from my side. Thank you so much. Any questions? Then we can take in next 5-10 minutes. You can put in a chat box or you can ask by unmuting yourself. Thank you.
Students, you can drop your question in a chat box or you can just unmute yourself and ask your questions or queries.
दो चीजें हो सकती है। आई थिंक एक है कि आपको सब समझ में आ गया, दूसरा है कुछ समझ में ही नहीं आया। यस। नहीं, अभी तो एटीएस सिस्टम अच्छे से हो गया अभी पूरा। आपका जैसे फेस डिटेक्शन कैमरा में भी है ना, ऐसे ही वहां पे भी फेस डिटेक्शन लगा दिए हैं। एआई टूल्स अभी बहुत पावरफुल हो गए हैं एटीएस में खास करके। Okay. Thank
Any
you.
other questions, sir? Students, any other question? आई थिंक सर ने इतने अच्छे से समझा कि सबको समझ में आ गया है, तभी कोई क्वेश्चन नहीं है ना सर?
Yes, I think so. Anyway, that's absolutely fine. It's 1 hour 20,
So
20 minutes. So they have already spent 100 minutes of that valuable time.
yeah. So on behalf of the
Just a
Information
second, just a
Technology
second.
Department,
Just a second, ma'am.
okay,
Pranav is
sir.
asking, what is the ideal length of a resume? Keep it 1 page, maximum 2 page. If you are proactive as a student and you have participated in numerous events, then mention it into the co-curricular activities, then it will go to the 2 page. Otherwise, it will have the 1 page only, and that is more than sufficient. You can go up to 2 page, 1.5 or 2, max to max, not more than that. And try to optimize the space. See, sometime what mistakes we are making, we are not justifying the statements. We are keeping the above statement in a Times New Roman, the below statement into the Calibri. Third one might be Vardana. So we are changing the fonts also. So try to see, do not copy. This is your replica. Always keep updated. One thing I forget to tell you. Try to update your resume when you are student, when you are early starter, every month or every 2 months. Let me tell you, if you will not do it at the time of actual need, you will be fumbled up. Remember my words. And you will think like, oh my God, आता हूँ भूल गयो. That time it will have only one chance, that is a regret. Any other web for generate? No, let me tell you. Do not generate directly from the chat GPT or any other. If you will generate, he don't know you, it don't know you. The fundamental going behind, see, take the format, fill your details, replace your details, give it to resume.io and ask technology to make the appropriate modifications in your resume. Suggest the appropriate modifications. That's it. And inculcate those modifications. Yes. Any other question? Thank you, Aditya. Thank you, Pranav. Thank you, Parth. Thank you, Kitan, for being the wonderful participants. Ma'am, we should, I think, end up.
Sure, sir. So, on behalf of the Information Technology Department at RNG Patel Institute of Technology, I, Professor Krina Desai, would like to extend a heartfelt thanks to our SVPES management, our director, Dr. Latesh B. Chaudhary, sir, our always supportive Head of Information Technology Department, Professor Vivek C. Joshi, sir, and our TPO, Dr. Ankur Solanki, sir, and my dear students, to make this today's masterclass on the art of resume writing a grand success. A special thanks to our esteemed experts for the valuable time and insights, Dr. Vijay Radadia, sir, and Dr. Puneet Pathak, sir. I would like to take a moment to especially thanks Dr. Vijay Radadia, sir, for his prompt and enthusiastic response when we reached out to him for this session. Within a, I guess, fraction of a second, he graciously accepted the invitation. So we are very grateful to you, sir, for your time,
Thank you.
support, and willingness to share your expertise with our students. Your dedication to helping the students building their careers is truly inspiring. Thanks to all my dear students who has joined today's session and to everyone who has worked to make this session happen. Your support has made today's session a meaningful learning experience, and we hope this session has empowered you with the knowledge to craft the resume that stand out and take you closer to your career goals. Once again, thanks to our experts and all the participants. We look forward to more such valuable sessions in the future. Stay inspired, stay motivated, and keep learning.
Thank you
Goodbye,
so much, ma'am.
everyone.
Give my regards to Principal sir and HOD sir.
Sure, sir, sure.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, sir. How are you, sir? Fine.
Yes, I'm good. I'm good.
Sorry, sir, I was not able to join. I just add in and I see that you are delivering a session, so I thought not to disturb you, sir.
Yes, yes, sir.
Sure,
So
sure.
let us,
So
I
definitely,
think, let us switch on our camera so we can have the, one
sure.
group picture with the Vivek Joshi sir and all the
Yeah,
faculty
sure, sir.
members. So I wanted this session to be, in the campus, but sorry, due to uh,
Oh, no,
one
we
of the
will
toughest
definitely
schedule.
invite you for the next phase of because we are not going to stop here. So we will definitely ask you to join us at RNGPIT to guide them regarding how to face an interview.
Definitely. So tomorrow I'm going to take session with the IB school teachers. Teachers training is there.
Right, right,
Fountainhead.
right,
Fountainhead.
right, right.
So morning and evening goes like this only.
Sure,
Great,
sure,
great, sir.
sure. So, Vijay sir, I'd like to introduce our new training and placement officer, Dr. Ankur
Yeah.
Singh Solanki.
He's my colleague.
He's from. Oh, great, great, great.
We are
He's my
colleagues, sir.
PhD colleague.
Oh, PhD colleague. That's great. Right. Sure, sir. Right, right.
Also, he is my junior from the CK Pitawala.
We are alumni partners.
Yeah.
Sir has served as a president of that alumni. Yeah.
Right, right,
Students,
right.
students are still there. Students, let me tell you,